Hey guys, it's Spooksy. Today we are going to talk about ZEEFIXESART once again. This time, I am sure it's the last. It has come to my attention that Z has been hacked. Or so it seems. The hacker in question has posted a lot of not safe for work art, and it looks like it's in an effort to get the account banned. Also, they are posting Z's block lists and muted words, as well as tweets that were in the drafts. Just take a look at this, guys. What does this mean? I'll tell you. In my first video, I concluded that Z was a troll. In my second video, I concluded Z was not a troll. Go check those videos out for a more in-depth analysis. In my third video, what will I conclude? Well, you'll just have to find out. But first, I think we should go through the story of Z to see who they really are and how they started. Z first came into the limelight with this fixed art of OHHH. They were correcting a hentai drawn of a younger character. Was this a noble cause? Who knows? But the art alone was enough to spike outrage. That was Z's first effort to gain visibility. They continued to draw My Hero Academia characters and Love Live characters, but the outrage wasn't as strong as it was initially. Z needed to level up their attacking strategy. They went from official art, from animes to independent artists. Creepshow art was their first victim. They called her a roach and told her she suffered from internalized misogyny. The price that is paid if you draw thin women. The outrage spiked once again. The art Z fixed was of a real woman. Was he saying that people like that drawing didn't exist? For white people, a figment of their imagination, they continued their tirade of plumping the characters up, as well as painting their skin to a shade where they'd be desexualized. That's right, folks. Z believed that if you were dark-skinned and or overweight, your sexual appeal vanished in thin air. Your beauty evaporated. Even with these harmful messages that people warned them that they were sending, they continued on. This is the point of the story. I thought they were trolling. My thoughts were soon changed. Soon they privated their account, a very human response to getting a large amount of backlash. My stance wavered. As the days went by and they still acted the same, I rationalized that Z must be real. I changed my stance and went to bed. Less than a week later, it all fell apart once again. For a week onward, Z continued to prove my point. Z continued their aggressive behavior, they fixed art, and even repeated their attack that was on Creepshow on Toby. Take a second and read this. But this, while the flames ignited, it wasn't comparable to the first time. Then Z did something different. They posted original art, and all the comments were positive. Commenters told them that they could see an improvement in their art and that they should stick to that. That was the only original art that ever got posted. They were back to their old habits, like an addict who couldn't stop what they were doing, just fixing anime characters left and right. Now, Z is gone. Z Got Hacked is the new name that reigns supreme. They posted highly inappropriate art of Z's persona, as well as leaked a lot of general information from the Twitter, block lists, muted words, drafts, etc. After a bit of a spam fest, they linked their Patreon that's titled Xena Does Art, with the Xena spelled differently. So those are the facts. Here's my two outlooks. 1. Z is real and they are genuinely hacked by this hentai account. 2. Z is a troll and the person who hacked the account is actually the real person behind Z. And this is the art they actually make. I'm going to explain my thoughts on both scenarios in detail and at the end, give you all my final verdict. But before I do, check out this cute company that sells hand-sculpted earrings, lip gloss, and more. The link to purchase is in the description. Okay, now to return to the atmosphere. My first thought is that Xena really could have had their account hacked, and I want to discuss it from that perspective before I go into the other one. In my opinion, this is too far. Z's art was really annoying. They obviously had something coming, but this, in my opinion, is a little too much. The account that hacked them constantly misgenders them, is going out of their way to embarrass them, and finally is creating and posting art of them getting abused in a very inappropriate way. I think it definitely crosses the line to do this to a real person's persona. I get that Z also redrew people's personas in real people's bodies, so they are definitely not innocent in this regard. Not at all. But to depict a persona having these kinds of things done to them is another can of worms entirely. I get Z was annoying, but this transphobic asshole is not much better. A lot of people were praising what they were doing, and it reminded me of what I said in my first video. This is honestly horrible behavior. Don't glorify it. Both Z and the hacker are bad in my opinion. Now on to the second possibility. The hacker is just a culmination of the troll that is ZEEFIXESART. This was the plan all along, to create purposely bad art and say they were fixing it to incite outrage. Then, later down the line, they would link their Patreon and bask in the influx of cash. In other words, this whole thing was a publicity stunt. And when they realized that their engagement was going down even after calling out Toby, they realized Z had probably ran their course, and people were losing interest. I mean, I sure did. That's why I said my last video would be my, last. Now was the perfect time to hack Zena's account and capitalize off the excitement of it. Did it work? Well, no. At the time of filming this video, they still have 0 patrons. But would someone really spend their time marketing their Patreon like this rather than the more effective way of just consistently posting it on Twitter or another social media website? Z's account has literally existed since June, which means if this is truly fake, this person would have had to be masking a Z for 4 months, a third of a year. Would anyone have that much dedication to a troll account they got nothing out of anyway? Is this person if this person truly is a troll, all I can say is, get a hobby. I'm begging you. Z being real isn't extremely unlikely. At one point, an account named Sarah with Z's art as a PFP decided to defend Z. It was obvious this was literally just Z because every post they made pertained to them. Also, they had just recently made their account. I haven't tweeted from outside of the first week it was created. Would a troll do that? Make a fake account to defend their fake account? But to go back to when Z posted their original art once and got an overwhelmingly positive response, why wasn't that incentive to keep going? Z is constantly complaining about receiving hate, so you think that when they finally don't, they'd go in that direction. But instead, they went right back to fixing art. It's as if Z seeks outrage. Z wants people to be mad at them. They seek the attention. And I guess it's possible for people to be like this and real. Z could be doing this for attention while still being honest with who they are and what they believe. It could be less of trolling and more of attention seeking, if that makes sense. So, final thoughts? Z is wasting my time. Are you a troll? Are you not a troll? Answer me. I'm tired of making videos. I